So all these NFL teams must be having a great time if you're a Chiefs fan, Bengals fan, Eagles fan, or 49ers fan. Well, guess what? I'm a Ravens fan. So we don't have a season anymore. So what we're going to talk about now is the NFL draft, because it's the next most important thing outside of the Ravens trading away Lamar Jackson. Now, I'm not going to do trades in this video. I might do trades in this video. I don't know. Because now there are rumors that the Ravens are going to trade Lamar Jackson, but at the same time, Ravens might keep Lamar Jackson. There's a whole entire mess when it comes to Lamar Jackson. Ravens said 200% he's our quarterback, but at the same time, though, they're expected to use a franchise tag on him and then possibly trade him down the line. Let's go ahead and do no trades for this video, though. So starting off right away, we do have Chicago Bears on the clock. They got this pick because the Houston Texans beat the Indianapolis Colts for the last week of the season. So, in my opinion, the best player in the draft is Willie Anderson Jr. from Alabama. And if you are the Chicago Bears here, you have a couple options. There's rumors they're going to trade away Justin Fields. There's rumors they're going to trade away this first overall pick. There are rumors that, they're going to take a quarterback and see if have him compete with Justin Fields. And Justin Fields doesn't work out, they'll trade Justin Fields. I don't think they do that. I think they keep on with the whole Justin Fields train, and they don't go away from that. Because even though, yes, there are chances that the Colts, for example, will trade up, there are chances that the Lions trade up, the Raiders trade up, the Panthers trade up, and try to get someone like Bryce Young, get someone like Will Levis, get someone like CJ Stroud. I think right now, if I'm the Chicago Bears, if you're not trading away this pick, I say you take either Willie Anderson or Jalen Carter. I know their needs are wide receiver, tight end, edge, and linebacker. But honestly, you have a guy, Willie Anderson Jr., who is a next level player. He's that Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald type, right? He's a guy that changes around your franchise. He's the guy, you pick him up, you get Jalen Hurts some weapons. Jalen Hurts, oh my God. You get Justin Fields some weapons, you figure out Justin Fields a little bit more. You win a lot of games. Jalen Carter, I will say in the aspect of who I'd rather go with, Jalen Carter or Willie Anderson, I think there's a lot of good edge threat players in this draft. So I will say probably Jalen Carter over Willie Anderson. I love Willie Anderson way better. But I think if you are the Chicago Bears here, no, I'm going Willie Anderson. I say you take the best player in the draft, even though Jalen Carter does have a really good upside when it comes to, he has a really good upside when it comes to there's not as many good defensive linemen in the draft in his position. I think you can take the best player available. All right. We have quarterbacks because now the Houston Texans are on the clock. Now, could they go another year with Davis Mills, right? Could they go another year with really developing Davis Mills, get him to be better, work on him, and try to make the best quarterback possible? Absolutely. I don't think they do it. I really do not think they do it. I think they move on from him, and if they don't trade for Lamar Jackson this offseason, I think they draft a guy. They have a lot of needs they need to go with here, and they have 2 first-round picks. So quarterback is definitely up there on the top need for this draft. Now, when you're the second overall pick here, is there chances that, they get away from quarterback and go with someone like Jalen Carter, especially if he drops from the first pick overall here to the second overall pick? Is there a chance? Absolutely, right? You think go Bryce Young, but listen, Jalen Carter is now on the clock, and you do have the 12th overall pick if you're Houston. You could, technically speaking, if, let's say, some quarterbacks drop, you could trade up and try to get somebody with that pick, with the 12th overall pick, maybe package some other picks, and then you could get Jalen Carter and possibly get somebody like, not Bryce Young, I would say, but Will Levis or CJ Stroud. And if you look at this, right, Cardinals don't want a quarterback. Colts do. Seahawks probably do not, honestly. Geno played pretty good. I don't even think the Lions at this point would take a quarterback with, Jared Goff playing good last year. And you got to think, probably the Raiders find somebody in free agency. They probably don't draft somebody. And if they get Tom Brady, obviously they wouldn't anyway. So you got Falcons, you got the Falcons and the Panthers. So realistically speaking wise, right? Let's say, for example, you might, if you're the Texans here, you might be able to trade up with the Seahawks here, or even honestly, you could probably trade up with the Seahawks, Cardinals, or Lions and get that high pick. And let's say the Colts do take Bryce Young, you could come back here and take CJ Stroud and get a great defensive lineman, amazing defensive lineman, come back in and get a amazing quarterback too. But I think right here we're not going to do trades for this draft, so I am going to have them take quarterback. They take Bryce Young. This will put the Cardinals in Jalen Carter's wheelhouse, and I think that's how that is going to go. Quarterback, I think they will go with CJ Stroud, Indianapolis here. This is where I think that we'll kind of get away from quarterback here. And I could go defensive lineman in all honesty. I really do like Brian Brees from Clemson. But I think if I'm being honest here, if I'm the Seahawks, I really want to go offensive line. I mean, that offensive line looked very suspect last year. And I don't think you can get away from that in all honesty. But I don't want you going to go tackle here. And I think if you're going offensive guard or inside lineman, you can go way later than this. So I don't think you take anyone that early. I think that's going to be very much reaching. So if I am the Seattle Seahawks here, I'm either trading this pick away or I'm going with Will Levis. I'm going with a quarterback here, or I'm not going with anything. Because I don't think I take this pick if I'm them, unless you want to go, again, like I said, with a defensive lineman. So I'm going to go with Brian Brees. I don't really love him here. Let's go with Brian Brees. I'm not going with Brian Brees. I'm going Brian Brees. Okay. Lions. Here's another situation. Will Levis has stolen the board. I'm not 1,000% all about going with Will Levis to Detroit here, though. Even though, yes, Detroit needs a quarterback, I think they need a lot of positions outside of just a quarterback. I think they need to really work on the team altogether. I say you go with an edge rusher here, put him on that defensive line with Aiden Hutchinson, and make an absolute god-tier defensive line, kind of do what the 49ers did. Secondary doesn't matter. Remember Alabama? Secondary doesn't matter if you have a solid defensive line that can get the quarterback every single play. I think that offense showed last year that they are capable of doing anything. They're really capable of becoming absolute studs and stars. So give me Miles Murphy here from Clemson. All right, Raiders on the clock. This is why I think that if they don't go quarterback in the offseason, and they don't go with quarterback in, with like, for example, they don't go with, what's the guy's name? Tom Brady, or they don't go with, obviously, their cars are leaving. But they don't go Aaron Rodgers. I think they do go quarterback in the draft. So give me Will Levis to go here. Now we have back-to-back players here. I don't 1,000% agree that the Falcons here go with quarterback. They still have Desmond Ridder. They want to give him more opportunity to and see how he can develop as a quarterback. They still got Marcus Mariota on the roster. I don't really think they go toward that option there. And I think they will go with someone like a pass rusher and Tyree Wilson. Yeah, Panthers. This is where things get interesting, right? Because now you got the only real quarterback on the board still I really do like is Anthony Richardson. And I will say with Anthony Richardson, the thing about him is that could he go here? Absolutely, right? He's like, he's very much like Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson is a Ferrari, this man is an absolute monster truck. So I probably go with... Yeah, I'll go with him in Carolina. I don't know if I like him that early, though. And I think Richardson could be a second-round pick, maybe early second-round, late second-round pick. I don't think he's going to be a first-round pick. It's possible he ends up becoming first-round pick. I just don't really love the idea. But with that being said, though, we are going to be now looking at the Philadelphia Eagles. So the Eagles, offensive lineman. Could you go another wide receiver here? You could. I don't really love receiver at this point, especially because I think these receivers, for the most part, are going to be going end of first round, early second round. Now again, like I said, if you want somebody, you go and get them, because guess what? If you don't get them, you're never going to get them. The going with a guard here from the Eagles at the 10th overall pick, I don't love. I would probably trade this pick away and go with somebody else if I am the Eagles in this situation. But I'm going to go with guard here. I don't really love that pick right there, but it is what it is. All right, now if you are the Tennessee Titans here, you got to take one of these tackles. I mean, now you're at a point where you are the 11th pick overall. These tackles are still on the board. Paris Johnson, Peter, really good, solid tackles for this draft. I think you take one of those guys right now. So after you got your franchise quarterback in Bryce Young, now if you are the Houston Texans, now you get yourself a god tier edge rusher and Lucas Van Nels out of Iowa. New York Jets are on the clock. I don't think they go quarterback with what quarterbacks are left. I think they go offensive tackle, and I think they go with Peter. I almost said Nate. Peter. All right. Ugh. Now it's getting ugly because now the Patriots are on the clock. Here's what I think is crazy, right? Is that, yes, obviously the team needs a quarterback, tight end, and edge threat. Oh, sorry. Quarterback, tackle, and edge threat. I think they go tight end here. You got Michael Mayers from Notre Dame, who's the best tight end in the draft here. Well, I say one of the two best tight ends in the draft. You do got Hunter Henry still over there, right? But other than that, you don't really got any star tight ends in John U. Smith, too. You don't got any star tight ends in New England. And in all honesty, why not? Mac Jones in that offense was very lackluster last year. How do you get that offense going? Get a good, solid tight end that can catch the ball across the middle, right? Make plays across the middle, open up that offense, and just be an absolute solid player. I like Michael Mayers here. I know it's really early to take a tight end, and last time we talked about a tight end that early was probably Eric Ebron when he was taken by the Detroit Lions. But you know what? I love him in this situation. Packers. Yeah, Packers. I think you take a wide receiver 1,000%. Give me Quentin Johnson from TCU to the Packers. I know that's early to take a receiver, especially with this receiver class, but I think if you're the Packers here, you don't take a receiver. If you get Aaron back, you go receiver 1,000%. Maybe you don't get Aaron back, you go elsewhere, but if you are going to be taking anybody here and you have Aaron Rodgers, you go with a wide receiver trying to rebuild that chemistry over there if you are that team. Commanders. Like I said before, it's not a team where quarterbacks, I might give them Tanner McKee. I don't really love the pick, but they might get desperate here and just go, we want a quarterback of any caliber because our quarterback class is absolute god awful with, what's his name? Carson Wentz and Heineke. They might just go desperate and go with a quarterback of the 16th pick overall here. Again, they're another team that could just obviously trade up and get another quarterback, get one of the top 5 quarterbacks. But at the moment in time, I think they do something desperate and they go for it in that situation. All right, if you're the Steelers here, I go offensive tackle. Anton Harris. Detroit Lions. All right, you got your you don't got your franchise quarterback, actually. Your first pick overall was a edge threat. So I don't really love the idea of going there again. I'd probably go with a secondary piece here. And I'll be honest, I kind of slept on some of these secondary pieces because these secondary pieces could have absolutely went earlier. So Devon Witherspoon here, I think he probably could have gone like in top 15 picks. But if he falls a little bit, then the Lions are sitting in an absolute beautiful situation right there to take him in that situation. Here's another player, Luke. I don't know if I love him here. I was going to say Luke here, but I don't know if I love him in this pick. Let's go with, if I'm the Bucks here, you have a lot of areas you need to improve. Tight end. Wide receiver, not really too much, depending on what happens this offseason. If Brady does leave, you do need quarterback, but I think you figure that out in the offseason. Who knows, maybe Brady does return in some capacity. Possible. Maybe I go with I might go with defensive lineman here. Yeah, I might go with my man at Baylor here for the Buccaneers. All right. This is a situation where I'll be honest with you. I go best player available if I'm the Seahawks here. I go best player available overall wise. Especially in this situation. I mean, you're the 20th overall pick, right? You already had a top 10 pick. Now you're sitting here trying to figure this out. Yes, you could go guard. Yes, you could go center. Yes, you could go defensive lineman. And you already got, with your first overall pick, what? A defensive lineman, right? I might go Nolan Smith here out of Georgia. Of course, Dolphins forfeited their pick because they cheated. Chargers on the clock here. one pick before the Baltimore Ravens. My Ravens, actually. If I'm the Chargers here, I probably go with Christian Gonzalez, and I steal him from Baltimore. That's probably where I go, and I steal him from Baltimore. Now, Brian Branch interests me, right? Because he's Alabama, right? Ozzie Newsome absolutely freaking loves Alabama. He is a freaking monster for Alabama, right? Ravens take pretty much everyone from Alabama, right? So, Ravens also have mentality. You take the best player on the board. Right now, the best player on the board by far is Brian Branch from Alabama, okay? So this is a perfect situation where Ozzie Newsome calls up DeCosta, calls up, John, and says, hey, listen, bring him to town. Now, last year in the first round, the Ravens took Kyle Hamilton. We took Hamilton, we took Lingobaum. Now, Hamilton, we got him. There was a lot of controversy because Chuck Clark. Well, Chuck Clark looks like he is moving out of town. It looks like Chuck Clark is going. So if you have Chuck Clark leave, right? Then you have Marcus Williams. Obviously his future depends on his contract and what we do with him. Hamilton's backup for him. Now we have a strong safety spot open. I think the Ravens take Brian Branch. Strong safety here. I think they take another safety. And you know what? Honestly, in all honesty, you got to improve that defense, right? Keep improving that secondary. You're probably going to lose Marcus Peters this offseason. You're also going to lose Humphrey's going to be back, obviously, but you have a lot of injuries in that secondary. Improve that secondary. Go with a strong safety here. All right. Vikings. For the Vikings here, again, like I said, it's kind of one of those situations where we do have a lot of players still in the draft that I would love to see go to the Vikings. I might go defensive lineman. I don't know, though. I mean, there's no real defensive lineman I love in this situation where I feel like any defensive lineman at this point would just be reaching. Maybe Trenton Simpson here. Linebacker out of Clemson. You're the Jags, man. All right, Jaguars. Jaguars. Cam Smith. Yeah, 1,000% give me a receiver. Either, I'd say Jackson Smith, honestly, if I'm the Giants here. Same concept, Zay Flowers. Ooh. I go with Elijah Robinson if I'm the Bills here. Listen, I know James Cook is going to get another year under, the Bills offense. He's going to develop another year with the Bills. But you need a true starting running back if you're the Buffalo here. You can't keep running the ball with your quarterback every single freaking play and expecting every single play to work out if just by running your quarterback. It's just not going to work out like that. I hate to say this. It's not going to work out if you run your quarterback every single play as your main running back. Give me a tackle for the Bengals. Give me honestly, if I'm the I might go cornerback if I'm the Broncos here. I like the Broncos defense. I think it's pretty solid. But Joey Porter Jr., I mean, you have a pretty solid player right there in this area. And this is one of those, you take the best player available. I think they improved the secondary and obviously could take it away from the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Chiefs go Jordan Addison anyway. And I think the Eagles now on the clock. Eagles go with, we already had them, taking a guard. You had to take a guard before. Could go wide receiver here. I don't know if I love going with that. It's kind of reaching a lot. Let me see. Best player available. I don't really love them taking the safety. Maybe edge threat. Nah, I don't really love that. They do got Dallas. They do got Dallas Goedert, right? Maybe take Dallas Goedert in that situation. Oh, not his placement, but a 1A, 1B. Go to edge threat player. Go to safety. I might go with someone like, in this situation, I might go with someone like Josh Downs. And that is your NFL draft for your 2023 NFL draft. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 quarterbacks going in the top 10 picks. And we have 5? Yeah, we have 5 total quarterbacks going in the first round. Not bad. And my Ravens get themselves an amazing strong safety who, to be honest, Alabama. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.